What I wanted to share with you folks today is in the news now there's a real push to have preschool programs that are funded by the state. And I wanted to give you a little bit of a background why they want the preschools now and why they are wanting to mandate kindergarten. There's some reasons for it, and I'll give you some background, and then I'll give you some input from teachers here at the school. So the story I wanted to open up with, I have two daughters. Harmony is my younger one, and when she was going to preschool, she was on the younger side. So when she went to Kamehameha Preschool, she came here, she was young, and I thought she was ready for kindergarten. But I had a teacher here that told me that she needed the gift of time. And I thought that was a wonderful way to tell me that it wasn't that she was slow, it's that she still needed time to play so she could develop the necessary skills to be successful. And so I'm going to try and come from that point of view. We all work in education. We're all educators. We don't need a degree to be one. And I think we see every day, especially those young ones that are coming in, you can sometimes see the difference between those that have preschool and those that haven't. Some have come from grandparents babysitting them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think when you have a preschool setting, the kids are able to interact and develop life skills. And what I learned with this research is the skills that they develop when they're younger actually stay with them. And that was something that was new to me that now that my children are older, I actually learned. They say, I found this quote and I thought it was interesting because I was trying to find a way to say how important it is for everyone, all children, to have preschool support, even if they're on the lower end or on the higher end. And this quote, I found this quote, it says, "We can and should be creating a preschool system that would be good enough for everyone. Public schools should be built the same way we construct highway system, the same road available to all Americans, rich and poor, no matter where they come from." And I thought that kind of embodies what I support. No matter if you're well-to-do or you're not, you deserve the same public school education. 85% of children develop their brain develops before they're 5. So if we wait till the kids come to kindergarten, we've actually missed the boat, because all that needs to be developed prior to them coming here. And what was interesting when I interviewed the two teachers, one was totally against preschool funded because she felt it was a handout, another free service. So that was interesting perspective. Another teacher said, I feel that there should be a program that's funded by the state and the parents should be able to attend it. And what was interesting to me is it says, the child's first teacher is the parent. So if you have a child and a parent involved, they play an equal role in the development of that child. So many times we think they're separate when they come here, maybe we don't communicate as well. And that's why I believe the program should be funded for kids to have preschool services, but bring the parents along so they understand the routine, so they understand, oh, this is why they play with that. Then when they get to us, it's just a continuum of what they've learned. And it's not until your kids get older and you get a little wiser that you realize, oh yeah, it makes sense. Because I remember going to preschool with my children and I learned about those routines and why it was important. And I think sometimes that's the missing component. We have the child, the school, and the parent. And we have to bring the parent back into the loop. And it was interesting because it says they need to develop the milestones that they need to develop for preschoolers is fine motor skills, zipping, buttoning things up. But there's also skills that they need to learn, like problem solving. They need problem solving when they're young, and if they didn't get that, sometimes we see the result when they get older. They need to be able to take turns, writing skills, being able to communicate with each other. And these are life skills. And it hit me, we're sometimes working from the wrong end. We're trying to catch them when they've fallen through the cracks. Maybe we put more money on this side so we catch them with their You know, so I am in favor of a state-funded preschool, and I think it should be open to anyone. Right now, the state is doing it so there is a cap of income. You know, if you make more than that, you cannot benefit. To me, it should be open to anyone because kids come out, they're all equal. There's no differentiation between them, and that's how I think we need to approach this. And it was interesting because some of the long-term effects, if they have quality preschool, is high school graduation rates are higher, there's decreased crime, and there's decreased delinquency rates. And if you go back, it's those life skills that they may have not received that they've just kind of gone on. And then we catch them on the other end and we're spending more money. But if we flip it and we start it here, you know, maybe it'll be the start of a change. Because I was reading somewhere where Hawaii is 1 out of 11 states in the country without a public school funded preschool. So there's only 11 states in the whole 50 states that haven't done that. So we're behind. You know, we're behind in a lot of things. But I think when it comes to preparing our kids, we need to put money there instead of at the other end. Instead of building our prisons, maybe build our preschools. You know, and so the legislature is in the mix of approving this. And it was interesting because $1 spent on high quality early childhood services can save us $4.20 down the road. And it says reducing money spent in the justice and welfare system. So it all correlates together. And you know, granted, there's a lot more work to do, but I think if we can catch the parents, get them involved earlier, you know, it's something that'll spark maybe an idea. So, you know, reviewing everything, I think what I wanted to get across is preschool education, public education should be given to anyone. Doesn't matter what race, how much money they make, they all come out equal when they're born. They're all the same. And we are the ones that make them different by putting them in categories. And I think, like I said, my stance is I believe in state-funded preschool programs. And I believe that when they come to kindergarten, they'll be more ready. I know the age right now is 5. One of the teachers was interesting. She said, I think the cutoff should be 6 because they need to learn how important it is to play. She's finding out that some of the children don't even know how to play and take turns. And so her philosophy was starting at 6. I don't think it matters 5 or 6. I think it matters as soon as they come into this world, giving them those services. And I want to close with a video. I found a video that I think embodies everything that I wanted to share with you folks, and I hope you enjoy it.
Education absolutely makes a difference. 85% of the brain is developed before age 5. 85% of the connections, the experiences, the opportunity, the vocabulary, all of that happens before they're 5. So if we're starting at 5 years old, we're too late. You've completely missed the boat, missed the opportunity to really, really get our kids ready and equipped to be successful in education. Preschool age is the age where our kids are like sponges.